Hey, you want to see what you have to do to Majin Kuu's head to make it look like a penis? There. Dragon Ball Daima continues its weekly ritual of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. Except the spaghetti is made of ancient lore, resurrected villains, and narrative U-turns so sharp they qualify as whiplash. Episode 11, titled Legend, because nothing screams gravitas like a single word title pulled from a 12-year-old's first screenplay, serves up another mad buffet of exploding nostalgia, new lore that feels suspiciously like old lore with a fake mustache, and characters so cryptic that they may as well speak entirely in riddles and backhanded compliments. At this point, Daima isn't so much a coherent story as it is a controlled demolition of Dragon Ball canon, and yet, somehow, it works. Legend is the kind of episode that feels like a fever dream you had after binging the entire franchise and washing it down with expired energy drinks. We get Namekian secrets, a new Majin with the personality of a sugar-addled toddler, and Piccolo doing his best grumpy old mentor impression while trying to keep a straight face in a universe where chocolate-fueled genocide is just Tuesday. Let's talk about Neva, the legendary Namekian with the energy of a monk, the cryptic exposition of a Dark Souls NPC, and the suspicious moral ambiguity of a politician who just wants to preserve tradition. He might be evil, he might be good, he might be a placeholder character for a twist that never comes. Who knows? Not the audience, certainly not the writers, only Toriyama himself. All we know is that everyone seems really cross he's teaming up with the heroes, which in Dragon Ball logic means he's either about to save the universe or betray everyone and ascend to his final form, Namekian Boomer with God complex. Still, the way Neva is dynamic with Piccolo is oddly cathartic. A slow, mournful duet between two green-skinned warriors weighed down by millennia of lore and the crushing realization that no one in the fandom has ever cared about their planet unless it was blowing up. Their scenes together are some of the most grounded in the episode, which is saying something in a story that also features a demon squid. Meanwhile, the Majins are back, and if you ever wondered what would happen if Boo had a baby with a Looney Tune, meet Majin Doo. He's green, chaotic, and somewhat both more threatening and more entertaining than his predecessor, Ku. Watching these two interact is like witnessing an unholy fusion of the Three Stooges and Akira. Let's take a moment to appreciate perhaps the most unintentionally profound line in the entire episode. Ku, who by any rational estimate has been alive for about the length of a sandwich commercial, turns to Aransu and says, with the sincerity of a war orphan in a prestige drama, "I've always wanted a brother." Always, always. That's a bold word for a creature who was literally slime 45 minutes ago. Majin Buu's accidental self-blast is easily the funniest moment in the episode. And then there's Vegeta, the eternal underdog, the Shakespearean anti-hero trapped in a Saturday morning cartoon. He's here too, duking it out with Tamagami Number Two in a spectacularly animated fight sequence that, shockingly, doesn't involve Goku stealing his thunder. Not yet, anyway. It's genuinely a thrilling brawl, one that intercuts beautifully with Majin Duu's chaos, showcasing Daima's surprisingly sharp art direction and grasp of visual pacing. Of course, the whole thing ends with the now obligatory fake-out death as Vegeta gets swallowed by the Demon Realm's Majin Kraken. It's a cliffhanger so transparently hollow you can practically hear the producers whisper, "Don't worry, he'll be fine by next week." Probably glowing, probably yelling, maybe shirtless. Rather than ending on a triumphant transformation or even a meaningful loss, Legends opts for the emotional equivalent of a Windows 95 loading screen. This is Daima's Achilles heel. It wants to have it all. Lore dumps and battles, mystery and clarity, slapstick and gravitas. Sometimes it pulls it off, other times it feels like a live-action roleplay of an anime written by a council of YouTube theory crafters and sleep-deprived interns. But despite its flaws, or maybe because of them, Daima remains hypnotic, a glittering, chaotic prism of nostalgia, reinvention, and self-aware absurdity. Legend might not be the best episode, but it's definitely a Dragon Ball episode, in the way that watching a tornado made of fists and exposition counts as content now. And you know what? Against all odds, it kinda slaps. Still, it's painfully obvious that this is just a stepping stone episode, just the in-betweens for the more prominent, important episodes. And I've got no doubt that I will finally be getting the first of the spoilers that I've seen in the next episode. I was spoiled early on Vegeta getting his own version of Super Saiyan 3, and I have no doubt that that's gonna happen in the next episode. So looking forward to that.